pasta today. This is something new I want to do on my channel for you guys. So we're making some protein pasta today. We already have the water boiling. I'm getting ready to make it. I already have my ingredients already measured out. Everything is measured out here. We had a debate this morning, me and my husband, of which protein pasta to actually use. So we either can use the angel hair protein pasta or we can use the panini. I like the panini. My husband loves the angel hair, so I said I was gonna do an angel hair this morning. And we got our scale out, everything out. I already have our sauce already measured out. All I have to do is add the spices into the sauce, okay? We also have our greens and our cherry tomatoes for our sauce. We also have our garlic and everything to make our recipe for our pasta, okay? So we just finished a boot camp, and now Saturday is a day that I want to have a little bit more fun, and I want to have a high protein meal, okay? So we're going to use the angel here today, all right? So we're going to use the angel here for this recipe. Again, we're making some high protein pasta today, okay? We're going to make some high protein pasta, and we're going to use some angel hair noodles. Now, I want y'all to remember this. We're not cooking for a family of 400, okay? So we don't need to use the whole pack of pasta. Even if you were using the panini, you don't need to use the whole pack of pasta, okay? If you want this recipe, it's in my little recipe book, and it's precise measurements that I'm using today. But again, we don't want to use the whole pack of pasta, all right? So my water is already boiling. I'm just gonna add in my pasta. And this only takes about 4 to 6 minutes to cook, okay? So I'm just adding my pasta into hot water. And again, you don't need to put the whole pack of pasta, okay? So next, while the pasta is cooking, I'm going to make my sauce that I'm going to I'm gonna make my sauce that I'm gonna use for the pasta. And again, I have my ingredients already measured out for my sauce as well. Okay, I'm just trying to find my pan. All right. So next, I'm gonna make my sauce. Okay. I'm gonna move over my pasta to another burner so I can make my sauce right here. Okay, so we're making the sauce for the pasta. Now, what's gonna break your sauce and make your sauce big back is your measurements, okay? So we got our pan here for our sauce. I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of the grass-fed butter, okay, to my pan. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of the butter to my pan here. Just gonna add it to my pan. And then I'm gonna add in my sauce, okay? I did measure my sauce and I measured my cheese. Like the video, you guys. What's up, y'all? I measured out my sauce and my cheese, and this is about 10 grams of protein here, okay? This is 10 grams of protein, all right? So I'm just gonna wait till my butter melts down. I'm gonna put my sauce in, and I'm just gonna show you guys how I make this. If you want this, this is in my little recipe book, the full measurements for this. And this is one of my favorite pastas, protein pastas, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna get my sauce put into my pan. And again, it is measured out, all right? You don't wanna put it on too high, and you don't need a lot of this. Your food does not need to swim in sauce. And this is about 10 grams of protein here, all right? I want to get everything out of here, to be honest with. Next, I'm going to add my seasoning, and my seasoning is measured out here. And then next, I'm going to do some Cajun seasoning. Next, I'm doing some Cajun seasoning, measure out, and this is the salt-free seasoning. Next, I'm gonna do my tomatoes, which I need to get my tomatoes cut up. Some tomatoes I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna cut my tomatoes in half. My daughter absolutely loves these tomatoes, so I'm just getting my tomatoes cut in half. And this is high protein pasta. My aim is to get 50 grams of protein out of this pasta, but keep the pasta low calorie, okay? Low calorie, high protein pasta. Just getting my tomatoes cut in the middle. And again, your sauce does not need to be the whole, it does not need to be the whole container of sauce, okay? So let's not put the whole container of sauce in there. And we're gonna cook the sauce on low. Now the cheese will take over a little bit. Now for this instance, if I feel like there's too much cheese, I would not go with more. I'm gonna save on my calories here. So I would use a little bit of milk instead of sauce, okay? And again, I wanna make sure I measure it all out. So I'm putting on my scale so I can measure it all out, so I can have the precise measurements, okay? So I added a little bit more in here just to loosen up the sauce, because the cheese, based on how much cheese that you use, I did weigh out the cheese as well. All right, so next we're gonna add in our spinach, and the spinach is also measured out. I'm gonna add in my spinach, and I'm gonna add in my tomatoes. And again, y'all, we're making this measurable, okay? We're making our pasta measurable, and you don't need a whole lot of sauce. Your food does not need to swim in sauce, okay? All right, so the noodles are already done. My choice of protein is shrimp. So we're gonna do shrimp. If you don't, you can substitute the protein, but we are going to use shrimp for this recipe, okay? We're gonna use shrimp. Okay, so we are gonna use some peeled and deveined shrimp. I'm just gonna add my shrimp to my saucepan, and you don't need to have this swimming in butter, okay? You do not need to have your stuff swimming in butter. All right, I'm telling you because I love you. The shrimp only takes about 5 minutes to cook, okay? So this is something you can do in under 30 minutes, all right? So I got my shrimp right there added to the. On your shrimp, you can choose your sauce you want on your shrimp, okay? You can go for a little bit of Old Bay if you want to. It does not have to be super saucy because you have seasoning in your pasta, okay? All right, our sauce does not need to be dripping. It is not to need, our food does not need to be swimming. Our food does not need to be swimming. Like the video, you guys. Happy Saturday. We're just getting our sauce and our veggies cooked here. It doesn't take too long. We don't want to cook the nutrients out, okay? All right, so I got my shrimp here. And for my shrimp, I'm going to measure out just a little bit of the no salt seasoning. This is Creole seasoning, and I'm just gonna go by and add it to my pan. Again, shrimp cook very, very fast, all right? Shrimp don't take 2 days to cook. You don't have to overcook them, all right? So I'm just getting my shrimp cooked over. My noodles are already done. I'm gonna drain my noodles, and I'm gonna get my noodles added to my pan. Now, if you want this recipe and you have a nutritional guide, especially for my pescatarian girls, you can request this to be added to your nutritional guide. Again, where everything is measured, okay? You don't want to just play around with too many sauces and everything. And here's how my shrimp look. You don't need you don't need to oversaturate your food with butter and oil. It cooks just fine. All right. I want y'all to know that. All right. So we have our shrimp cooking here. Next, I'm going to drain my pasta because the pasta is done. I'm going to now drain my pasta. And this is protein pasta, okay? I'm just draining my pasta here. Okay, so my pasta is drained. The pasta, the measurements of the pasta, I'm going to show you what I do to measure it, but this is the pasta. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my pan here, and I'm going to get it mixed in. Let me bring you guys closer so y'all can see the magic happening. Okay, and again, everything here is measured. Okay, everything is measured. What's killing your goals and stuff is not measuring your food out properly. Okay, because you can think you're eating healthy and you're not measuring out properly. Okay, so I'm just getting everything added in. Next, I'm just gonna go with a little bit of parsley flakes on here. And then my shrimp is almost done. Should be done within the next minute. And again, oil-free and butter-free shrimp, okay? You don't need to kill yourself with the seasonings, all right? My shrimp is almost done. All right, like the video, guys. All right, so next I'm gonna take my shrimp and I'm gonna add my shrimp onto my pasta here. And I'm gonna get everything mixed up. You wanna cook this at the right temperature, okay? You don't wanna overdo it. You don't wanna overcook your pasta. You don't wanna cook it too much. And we can see how our pasta is coming out. Now, this is my rendition of a healthy protein pasta, okay? So we're getting everything cooked up. Y'all can see that. Go ahead and get the first bite. Go ahead and get the first bite. Go ahead and get the first bite. Go ahead. Go ahead and get the first bite. Go ahead and get the first bite. Go ahead and get the first bite. All right, so I'm getting my pasta mixed in. Okay. All right. We're just getting everything mixed in our pasta here. Okay. So we're just getting everything measured, mixed in, all the ingredients, and it is delicious. I taste a little bit on my hand. And this is some high protein pasta. Okay, high protein pasta. We are using the pasta noodles. What we're using. We're not using regular noodles. We are using the pasta noodles. Everything, you know what I forgot to add? And it's sitting right in front of me, garlic. I forgot to add my garlic. All right, so I'm gonna measure the garlic out. And then I'm gonna add my garlic. As you can see, everything that I put into my pasta is measured, okay? Everything I put into my pasta is measured. I didn't just add anything. I didn't put anything without measuring it first so I can be aware of everything that I'm eating, all the calories that I'm consuming, even if it's the weekend, okay? So here is how our pasta is turning out so far. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm using the protein pasta noodles. These are my favorite noodles. All right, these are my favorite noodles to use. My kids even eat these noodles, and you really can't tell the difference. But you just have to make sure you measure it out, and you measure it out based on your macros. All right. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of parsley on to my noodles. And again, if you are a pescatarian, if you eat a lot of shrimp and a lot of chicken, if you are on a high protein diet, if you love pasta, I would recommend this meal, but I would recommend that you measure it. Okay, as you can see, it's not oversaturated with a lot of butter. It's not oversaturated with a lot of seasonings that are not accounted for. I didn't have to put any big bag items that you put into the pasta. It didn't need any of that. Okay, so I am going to now measure my pasta out for based on my macros. Okay, again, so what I'm going to do is, instead of just putting it onto a bowl, I'm going to pull out the pasta first so I can actually measure the pasta out. All right. So again, I'm basing it off my macros, and I want to get 50 grams of protein with pasta, and of one serving of this pasta is gonna do 100 grams of the pasta. Okay, and that's off my particular macros. Okay, so you have to know your macros. You have to know what your body needs for you to be able to count your calories and make sure that you are on point with your macros. Okay, so I'm going to use my scale so I can make sure that I am measuring everything properly. And the main thing I want to make sure I pay attention to is the pasta, okay? Because that's going to make and break you being able to count your calories. I think I might have to just use a fork because I can't find my tongs. All right, so I'm just going to pull my pasta off. You know where the tongs are, baby? In here? Right here. All right, found some tongs. Thanks, babe. I'm gonna pull my pasta off here, and I'm going to measure it on my scale. All right. Next, I'm gonna just pull off some spinach and some tomatoes. And then I'm gonna pull off my shrimp. And I'm measuring everything, okay? I'm measuring everything. I wanna make sure that I stay on point with my macros. So I'm measuring everything as I put it on my plate. So again, my goal is to get 50 grams of protein with my pasta and keep it low calorie and high protein. All right. So here is my pasta. And all the measurements, you just have to make sure that all your measurements are on point. Even if you're a little off, you want to count up. Okay, even if I'm a little off with my my counting, I want to make sure I measure it higher. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's give it a taste. I already know it's delicious. I already tasted it. Here. Delicious. Delicious. Like the video, you guys. And you know what? I actually have some salmon in the air fryer. I'm going to have that later. So this is about, I calculated it on my pad. This is about 450 calories. 450 calories for this pasta. 50 grams of protein. 450 calories, 50 grams of protein. It's giving really, really hot, but when I taste it, it's not really, really hot. It's hot, but it's not like I'm gonna burn myself. But it's good. It's really, really good. Baby, you want some pasta? He said, yeah. Want me to measure yours? He said, yeah. Okay. All right. The hubby has requested his pasta, so I'm making his pasta as well, and I'm gonna measure out his pasta as well using my scale. I don't want to give him too much just because he's my husband, okay? I still want to make sure that I keep him on track with his macros as well. Which his macros are different from mine. Because we're not the same, okay? We're not the same. We're not the same. So his macros are different from my macros. Okay? Gotta keep him on point too. Delicious. So I made my husband's side of the protein pasta. 10 out of 10. Here, baby. Cameron, you want some pasta? No? Okay. All right, y'all. That was fun to do. How long did it take me to do that? 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes to make this pasta. 20 minutes. 20 minutes to make this pasta. 20 minutes. To make this pasta. 20 minutes to make this pasta. 20 minutes to make this pasta. And super good. Carbs, the right carbs is also good and healthy. Carbs are not bad for you. Carbs are not bad in no way, form, or fashion. They're not bad. How's your pasta, baby? It was good. This is so good. So we just finished a boot camp, and I was like, let me get some good carbs in. Let me get some protein in, some veggies, in after my workout. I measure everything out in this recipe. Everything is measured out. Everything was measured out on my scale. So good. I take different pre-workouts. It just depends on what I do. So good. If you guys want this recipe, and if you're a pescatarian or if you love pasta, request it in if you already got the guide, request it in the guide. Okay, put a note at the bottom. Jerrika's protein pasta. Okay, put a note at the bottom. And the guide, the premium guide, this guide, And all the ingredients are listed out. Okay. So on this guide, it's actually 4 weeks of meals. Okay. So this guide here, it's on the website. It's 4 weeks of meals. So in the meals, we also break down, break down the, can I click this? Hold on, y'all. Let me bring it up on the screen. We also break down, I'm trying to bring it up to show you. We also break down the food measurements, okay? There is a food measurement guide in this. When I tell you it's worth every 99.99 of your dollars, it's worth it's 99.99 for this because it's customized. It's worth every single dollar. Every dime is worth every dime. You get a food measurement guide in here. So just how I came prepared with the measurements, and you see I didn't go anything without being measured, and it's still delicious. And it's still like, I'm not guessing how many calories I had. It has a food measurement guide inside, which breaks down your measurements. And then based off you as a person, we break down your numbers, okay? So your numbers that you need based on the intake that you give us. So you have your macros inside of this. So the reason I know my macros is because my macros is broke down, okay? So I'm about over 50% close to meeting my protein goal for today, okay? And I'm eating pasta, and you know how you eat and your stomach get big. Know your macros, know what you need, okay? So it also comes with that. Inside of your nutritional plan, it also comes with a grocery list. So you don't have to sort through to try to figure out, what do I need to get? The grocery lists are broke down. And it's broken down by everything that's in your guide. And it's broken down by weeks. So it's broken down week 1 through, week 4. Week 1 through week 4. Turn that down a little bit. Whose tablet is that? Cameron? Baby, just turn it down just a little bit. It's not super. That's Lucas then, baby. So it's broken down by week. Okay? Right. It's broken down by week. And you have weekly plans. So you have week 1 meal plan. When it says 4 weeks, it's actually 4 weeks. You're not recycling the same plan, okay? So it has everything you need. It goes into week 2, week 3, and week 4, okay? And it's easy to follow. So we break it down easy to follow as far as every single thing is measured out. And it's measured out by your macros, okay? So this is the 30-day, the 30-day or the 4-week plan, and it's actual 4 weeks. It's not 1 week. Repeat this for 2 weeks. It's actually broken down. It's easy to follow. And it's broken down into 4 weeks based off of what you want. Okay. So it's not based off of what I want. It's based off of what you want for yourself. Okay. So if it's to lose fat, if you're a pescatarian, you only eat fish, or if you only eat chicken and fish, is broken down by that in your intake form. We even do, if you wanted bulk, if you want it customized for your family, there's even an option for that. And again, it gives you the grocery list, and also you get your personal numbers. Okay, you get your macros numbers. Okay, you get, Again, we also break it down. You see how I calculated everything? There's also a food measurement guide inside your plan. Okay. So what I made was one of my favorite dishes that's calculated to my macros. Okay. Not to exceed. All right. So I took my everything out. I measured it on my scale. I also use a salt-free seasoning. So in this, I didn't use any salt, okay? I didn't even cook my noodles with salt. Y'all see me put the noodles in there. I didn't use any salt, any oil, because that is going to mess up, okay? So I want you to remember that if you comment this, if you bite it, write it, okay? If you bite it, write it. If you bite it, write it, okay? Everything has to be measured out. So good. Baby, you done? Hubby is done. If you bite it, write it. I like coming on here and doing this with y'all today. Mm, 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 mm. So good. So good. Didn't break the bank. Stomach still flat. It's something that I love and I enjoy. I saved on calories. It took me 20 minutes to make. Probably would have took less if I wasn't running my mouth. So good. Still got some left over. And I still have a whole box of pasta, of the protein pasta. Still got a whole box of it. You don't need to cook the whole box. Because if you cook the whole box, you want to eat the whole box. Okay? Stomach still flat. I'm fulfilled. I'm not reaching to run to the refrigerator. It was something that I love and I enjoy. And it was counted out. Okay? So you have to make sure you need to write it to know what you're actually eating, to know what you're actually consuming. You need to write it out, okay? And you need to make sure that you are, most importantly, measuring it out correctly, okay? Because some stuff we can think we're eating properly, and we haven't wrote it out correctly. So in this plan, we write out, we tell you how to measure, and we also do your own personalized numbers, okay? So these are how many proteins, carbs, and fats you need. We calculate all your numbers for you, and the meal plan is based off that, okay? The meal plan is based off that. It's based off your numbers, every meal, all right? So if y'all still with me, comment. If you love pasta, like me, I love a good Alfredo pasta. That's my favorite meal at Olive Garden. That's my favorite meal at Olive Garden. And I realized when I was trying to lose weight at first, I was making pasta, but I was making pasta. It was too much of me not calculating my macros properly and just thinking, oh, it's protein pasta. It doesn't matter. Pasta is pasta at the end of the day. Okay. Pasta is the carb. So we want to make sure that we calculate everything and that we are aware of all the calories that we have. I even measured out the sauce. Okay. I didn't just go and get my sauce and fill it up to the top and have my stuff swimming in it. Okay. That's where you can mess up if you're trying to not be so bored in the kitchen, but having a good meal that makes you feel full. Like right now I'm full. Like I don't want nothing. Like that was 50 grams of protein. Like I am full. Like I want to lay down and go to sleep. I'm not going to, but that felt really, really good. So after this, I'll just get some sun, sit out, get some sun, keep my legs moving around the house, and just feel really, really good. And that was a good meal. It was a good meal. I'm glad you showed us how to pull that pasta. But listen here. Listen here. That can be a deal breaker, okay? That can be a deal breaker. If you don't know how to measure and you just like, oh, that's healthy. That's healthy. I'll have that. That's healthy. I'll eat this. I'll eat that. If you get the guide and you want to make this pasta with chicken, once you fill out your intake form, put the protein pasta with chicken or salmon, okay? And then we can change it from that. All right. But it'll be the same ingredients as far as the sauce. As well, we'll just change the protein source. You can have different proteins. I've actually done this with chicken before, and I've actually done it with salmon before. I think a couple weeks ago, I made it with salmon. So you can interchange the protein. You need that protein, okay? You definitely need that protein source. So let me see. So again, this is in the 4-week plan. It comes with how to nourish yourself, how to keep a good mindset, how to measure food accurately down to even if you don't have a scale. So if you don't have a food scale, we tell you how to measure it without a food scale. And this is similar to my Macros Made Easy class. And You know, it's very important to know how you're supposed to be measuring instead of measuring everything at the same. Everything is not weighed the same. Okay. So, so yes, that was very fun. That was very fun. That was very, very fun. And I know a lot of my girls like rice. And when I started losing weight in the beginning, I did eat a lot of rice. There's nothing wrong with rice. It just needs to be measured properly. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think throughout the week, I want to show you guys another recipe that you can put into your 30-day meal plan. And on the meal plans, I'm not super strict because I want you to feel like you're enjoying the meal plan. I had a client who got her meal plan, and she was like, I'm super excited about this. Like, I'm going to Sam's Club right now." And it's easy to follow. It's easy to read. There's nothing here to confuse you. Okay. It's broken down day by day. All right. So the main thing you do is get your grocery list, okay? The grocery list is there, and the grocery list is laid all out, okay? The grocery list is laid all out, and we tell you how much you need from the grocery list. So you're not like, okay, it says I need broccoli. How much broccoli do I need? It's written out how much broccoli you need. And when it comes to the meal plan, it's listed by day. Okay. So you'll have a day where if you like breakfast, snack, lunch, another snack, and dinner. Okay. It's measured out. It has the calories and it has your macros. Okay. So this right here, this right here, um, you only read, not you only what? So yeah, happy I was able to share this with you guys. Again, thank you guys for watching my channel. Like this video. Head over to the website if you would like to get the plan customized to you and customized to your macros so you can start losing weight. Okay. On the 20th, we have an upcoming boot camp. We also have the 14-day Fresh Start Challenge starting on December 15th. You guys are interested in that. We have the membership going. If you guys are working out and you like to work out at home, you can do that. So like this video and keep working towards your goal and keep putting yourself first. This is the season of growth, okay? So I want you to tap into your growth. I want you to tap into being more aware of what you're eating and being aware of what you put in your mouth, okay? We all have rough days. I get it. We all have days where you're like, I don't feel like it today, or I want something else today, or I want something healthier today, or I want this, or I want that. You have rough days like that. But 90% of those days, you need to make sure that you stay on track with nutrition, even if you want to make it fun. Okay? Even if you want to make it fun. I have some upcoming things where I'm going to go through some recipes with you guys based off my macros, and do some delicious recipes that you can still win with. Okay? That you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, she told me eat this and that. That's boring. I really don't want that. I can bring the fun back in nutrition, okay? But you're gonna have to bust your butt. You're gonna have to get out there. You're gonna have to train, okay? Nutrition is half of it. Training is the other half of it. So you need training as well, okay? I want you to remember that. You need your training as well, okay? Thank you, Ann. Thank you, guys. All right, y'all. I will see you guys later. Like this video, head over to my website, bodyfordays.com. This is, I went off the premium 4-week meal plan for this recipe. If you want the recipe with macros based on your macros, once you sign up for the plan, put a note in there for me and my team so we can be able to put that into your meal plan. Okay? All right, y'all. It was good talking to y'all. I'm going to go spend some time with my little ones on this good Saturday. Had a boot camp this morning. Girl burnt like 500 calories. The team, y'all did great this morning in the boot camp. The next boot camp is December 20th, and it is virtual. A 14-day fresh start. program. It starts on December 15th with strength training with Jerrika. Okay, strength training with me, 14 days. All right, so I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Share this video with someone. Share it on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Tag me. Get your plan started now, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, you guys.